This is John Lowe back on the V6 engine swap for my mr2. I got the motor in, locked down, and the transmission inside the car. So where I'm at now, I got to get the wire harness. But I doesn't have the $650 to send off to get my wire harness mated up to make my car run. So I decided that I'm gonna try to uh, wire up my own wire harness. So I gotta give it a try because I ain't got the money. So this is basically this is all I lack is really getting the harness to crank the engine up. So what I decided to do, I decided to try to fabricate my own wire harness. So far I have uh, came up with some suggestion. I suggest some things that I found out that I need to do with the wire harness. This is my mr2, which I'm doing engine swap. I took the 4-cylinder out of there and put the V6 back there with 220 torque on the engine. That's how much torque that's come with this motor. So right longer now, I'm kind of stuck with the wire harness. So what I decided to do is try to figure out how to mate up these two wire harnesses. As you can see, it's a lot of work. There's a lot of wires there. Trying to figure out which pin goes with which. I gotta take. This is the wire harness that came with the V6 engine, the 1MZ. So I gotta take this and the one that come with that 4-cylinder, the 4AG 1.6 liter. I gotta make this up some kind of way that to make this wire harness that come off the the V6 1MZ to hook up to the stock computer. This is the full AG computer that I gotta wire this harness up to fit in here. But so far I've been checking out the pin code and the colors of the wire. So I did some research before I started. So what I've been doing out here, I've been trying to label this wire harness. The main one I gotta focus on the V6 wire harness, this one right here, is I gotta get fire to the injectors, the fuel injectors, the initial coil. I gotta get fire to those ones. So I found where the wire from the wire harness back to the engine, which color of the wires to go to the fuel injectors and which one go to the coils, the initial coils. I'm definitely gonna have to get fire to those two to make the motor run. So to turn it on, because as long as I got the injectors and the fuel injectors and the coil firing, I have fire to them, I can crank this engine. So what I've been doing some. I got certain things labeled. Some I just got some pink flags and a piece of paper I tore off and just written down the color code of the wires, what they go to and what they supply to the Lexus. This is the one that go to the Lexus ECU unit, the computer. So I don't looked at the codes, the pins out, and how they is labeled and where do the fire, the fuel injectors goes, the injectors, the coil packs, and the initial switch, and the wire to the battery and the starter wire. So what I have done so far, so I labeled which wires go where. I put them all together. Now I started to mate up these two wires, these two wire harness. So far what I have is as you can see, I took one in and splashed it. I just splashed it together for the time being because I'm gonna get in here and try to see will I get it to turn over or what will it do. So I'm gonna start the first journey trying to do this on my own because I don't have the $650. But I have started splicing things up with the stock ECU unit. And this one here, what I have already made it up is this is one that's gonna go to the starter, the fuel injectors. This pigtail here gonna go to the fuel injectors, the starter, and the ground to the computer. So I don't splice that up. So I know these are where these wires go right here because I got them coded and written down what they do. So I didn't start it out trying to figure out this on my own. It's a kind of headache, but right now I would not definitely know until probably about towards the weekend. I'm gonna put everything on this. Put this wire harness on this car, on my car, and put the battery to it, and see what I come up with. If it's turnover, which I know my fuel pump wiring and all that right there where that goes. I got that hooked up to this right here. This is a headache trying to figure out all the wires and everything. So don't have the $650, so I'm jumping on it myself. So far I got these little paper pink labels here to label the wires. I did a lot of research before I started to do this. So by the end of the week, or by the weekend, I'll put this wire harness in that car, back on the motor. I don't know if it's gonna crank or it's gonna run. If it burn up the ECU unit, that's all right, because I got another mr2 right there, which one that I drive every day. But this one here, I need it for power. So that's what I've been doing. Label these wires as I was going, and I got two of the pigtail splashed together. And this one here is gonna go to the this one is this pigtail here. This one is for the battery, and the hot wires is over here. This is the one with the hot wires. No, I got it upside down. No, this is the one with the starter. The starter, the injectors, where they gonna go. The ground wire here to the computer. These two wires here gonna be the injectors. This one right here. It's gonna go to the injectors, the left and the right. So those are the only ones that I need out of that pigtail. And the other one that I started on, the other one that I got spliced together, that's fitting this stock ECU unit. Hot dog. These be the wires right here that's gonna be the hot wires. These are the wires that are gonna be the hot wires. Don't give fire from the battery. These wires is the hot wires. So I'm gonna take these wires also and probably splice them to the injectors and the coil pack. Right now I'm just getting everything lined up to start putting things together. So I have one more pigtail to put in here. So I don't know how it's gonna turn out, but I doesn't have the money to send off my wire harness to get the six, I think $700 to $800. And that's basically what I like for finish the cars. I just took the tires and the rims off the car, so I can get up under the car and work on it. Um, I got a new fuel pump that I'm on. Well, I need a fuel tank, but I'm just gonna hook up my fuel pump and run it into a container to see will this car crank by the weekend with this wire harness I'm trying to match up and mate together. So that's what I'm doing. That's where I'm at with the MR2 engine swap, the V6 in here.